Well, hi again, Paula. My name is Michelle Hirsch. I come from Northern California. And anyhow, it's week 4 and it's dessert week, and I have been looking forward to this week because desserts are my favorite. Can't you tell? I will be preparing today for you and the women of Philadelphia a favorite of mine. It's banana bread. I actually started adding cream cheese to this recipe last fall, and lo and behold, you came out with this contest, and I thought, I have to enter this recipe. It's yummy, it's delicious, and it's moist. Now, I hate anything that's dried out. This makes the recipe, using cream cheese, this makes our recipe taste so yummy. So moist, it melts in your mouth. Same philosophy, make your dollar go. You can freeze it after you make it, take it out when you need it. Saves so much time in the kitchen. That's what I usually do. I make in bulk, so I can spend more time with my family. That's my most important thing. Okay, so I've added 2 cups of pecans and about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar on a hot skillet. And you can actually see, watch that sugar melt. Watch it melt in front of your eyes. It's amazing. Melting right in front of your eyes. So you want to continue stirring this up until all the sugar is melted and the nuts are completely coated. But you have to be careful because you can actually burn the nuts if you do this at too high of a temperature or too long. So I took the pecans off the heat. I laid them down on a greased piece of foil, but you need to let these cool. But once they're completely cool, you can separate them. And we're going to use this in a recipe later. The next order of business on this recipe is to mash the bananas. My preferred method for mashing bananas used to be this, the fork. I found a new way. This thing, the potato masher. It works great. So and there you have it. Okay, the next step in this recipe is to blend or mix all of the wet ingredients together. Okay, in this bowl I have a half a cup of sour cream, 8 ounces of cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese, and this is the less fat style, but you can use any style that you want. I'm going to blend this thoroughly. So I blended the cream cheese together with the sour cream, and you can see it's very, very light. The more you blend it, the more air is incorporated into this. It makes the mixture very, very light and fluffy, and that's what you want. Okay, to this I've added 2 sticks or 1 cup of softened butter. I'm going to mix this together. Now, once the butter was mixed in, I added my sugar. I'm going to completely mix that together until it is completely light and fluffy, and the sugar has started to dissolve. This usually takes a couple minutes, but you want to whip it on medium to maybe even high speed. Now the butter and sugar has completely incorporated to each other, and it's so light. It's very, very fluffy. And to this I'm going to add the eggs. Try to go 1 egg at a time. So let's start with the first couple eggs. And just 1 at a time, just start mixing it together. You got the point. Continue to do this until they're all mixed together. Okay, the eggs are blended. I'm going to add the buttermilk. Nice and slow. Once this is mixed in, I'm going to add the mashed bananas. Add the bananas, slowly mix this together. I almost forgot to tell you to make sure you add the vanilla and stir for just a few seconds. Okay, here is my dry ingredients. I put it in a very large bowl. So I'm adding the wet ingredients to the dry, about a third at a time. And mix this together. And you want to make sure you don't overmix. That's something that you do not want to do. But repeat this step until it's completely blended together. Okay, the batter's mixed. It's setting off to the side. We now need to make a streusel topping. We have 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, and a half a cup of softened butter. The butter doesn't need to be extremely soft so long as you take it out of the refrigerator just for maybe a couple of minutes. So we're going to use a pastry knife. This is pastry knife works the easiest for this. It makes the job of cutting the flour and sugar and the shortening and the cream cheese together so much easier. But you want to completely do this until you have very small crumbly pieces, very small pea size. See how crumbly this is? That's the texture that you want. Small pieces, but if you squeeze it hard enough, it will stay together. But you don't want to squeeze it, you don't want to overwork it. Okay, so I'm going to take a knife. I know there's other ways to do this, but just for now, take a knife and cut it into very small pieces. Something about like that, about the size of a large pea. Continue that process until they're all cut up. So I have added the chopped nuts to the streusel. So it looks like. And then I'm going to use this to either make a layer in your banana bread or on top. It's your choosing. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so I have the mini loaf pans. They're already pre-greased with nonstick spray. I'm going to add about a half a cup of dough to the bottom of the pan. Now at this point, if you want to add some of that streusel topping, you can. Add about 1 tablespoon of that. Now, to be creative, if you want to add some blackberries, you can add a few blackberries in the middle here. Or you could also add some cranberries. So let me show you some cranberries. So again, just a little layer at the bottom. A little bit of your streusel topping, about 1 tablespoon. Here I have some dried cranberries that I soaked in raspberry juice. And just a little trick, by the way, if you want to speed up the process of the cranberries soaking up the juice that you're using, put it in the microwave with the juice in the cranberries, the dried cranberries. Put it in the microwave for about 1 to 2 minutes. Once you have this, you want to come back, add a little bit more of your filling. See if I can get it off the spoon. Do that for each one. At this point, if you want to add some more topping to it, I ought to turn this banana bread into an apple bread. Just substitute half applesauce and half shredded apples. So it's easy, delicious, and it serves many. You can freeze this after you make it or give it away as gifts. It's hope you enjoy it, and I love it. Why not? Why not use cream cheese? That's what I've been saying. So that's my new philosophy. Why not try it with cream cheese? What's it gonna hurt? It's only gonna help. Love ya. See ya. Are the mini loaves. They are done. They need to cool for at least 10 minutes. And I just added a scoop of vanilla ice cream, and I took some of those glazed nuts and I chopped them up, put them on top of the ice cream, and sprinkled just a little bit of cinnamon on top.